Hello, conscious leaders. Welcome back to another show here, the Life School Masterclass Show. I'm your host, Alona Parry, aligning purpose and profits for companies with a mission to humanize business, but most importantly, to raise the level of consciousness in leaders and also entrepreneurs. So, thank you so much for tuning back for the show today. Today, I wanted to talk to you regarding the topic of how to effortlessly achieve. For the longest time, I worked under masculine energy and an environment that was not obviously honoring a lot of my abilities and gifts as a woman when I worked for the corporation that I worked for in a Fortune 500 company. So I've learned very early on that um, understanding that achievement is one of those things that we get praised as society, and most of us go out chasing that. There's a better way to be able to do that because when I was achieving under that old paradigm, let's call it that, I had a lot of problems, right? I was making a lot of fear based decisions. I was working harder, not smarter. I was not in flow. I was getting burned out. I had a lot of physical symptoms like anxiety, overwhelm, panic attacks, almost also, right? Depression and things like that. So these things happen when you are not in alignment with what I call now the new way to be able to raise our consciousness so that we can be more in the flow and more in the feminine energy, which is being supported collectively at this time anyway. So I think it's important to understand that there's an alignment and it's good to be in harmony between both energies because again, there's so much more that we can do when we are in flow and we continue to do our inner work because everything that we are doing from fear and not love is so much more um, easier assessed, I guess is the right word, or you could tell easier in your life, right? Because once you tap into some of the feminine and more of the flow states, you understand that you are a very powerful creator. You're somebody that through the power of intention can start to move things in the universe. You're somebody that can be very creative. You have a lot of insights, you have a lot of intuition, you have a lot of amazing, maybe even visions for the future. That happens to be my top intuitive power, let's call it. So that you can work backwards and connect the dots in your journey according to your individual personalized experience and authentic experience. So these are a lot of the things that I've seen through the process of growth of coming from, I guess, more of the masculine into the feminine have been some of my learnings and my experience, and also the things that I've seen with so many of the people that I've actually been honored and blessed to be able to support. So being in this state is amazing because what happens here is that not only are you working intentionally and with less effort and with more flow towards inspired action and the things that you feel compelled to work under, which are things that are going to move you further faster in the journey anyway. It's almost like I call it the the energizer bunny of personal development, right? Because things at that stage just happen so much faster. And something that maybe traditionally you thought will take you, I don't know, 20 years in the physical space, now you can do it in a day, 24 hours, right? Because if the timing aligns in your journey, you will see the next step of action to take. And you're going to be more inspired to be able to take that next step of action. Another powerful thing when both things are aligned with achievement and with purpose and with the success you desire is that you can tell BS from a mile away. You can tell when something is not true and not coming out of love, but it's something that comes out of fear, or it's something that somebody else is utilizing to quote unquote use their abusive power or their own manipulative techniques to be able to maybe control you or maybe think a certain way or maybe program you. So it's important to understand that through this process, you can assess truth. You can assess truth in yourself and you can assess truth in other people, which is the most powerful skill that I mean, if I knew, I was in my journey, right? So I've always been somebody that always wanted to grow and develop myself. But I just never realized how amazing it is, and how many more things, and how powerful we are as humans, and how much we can stand in our light, because we have both energies inside of us. We have dark energy and light energy, right? And the more we learn how to tap into our light, the more we can grow through and go through the dark energy that we have inside of us. And at the end of the day, it depends who you feed, right? As long as you're conscious about making the decision to stay in the light and to, keep the dark energy under bay, because we both have them, right? It's really your decision, your conscious choice as to who are you actually feeding. I would say, who are you feeding? Are you feeding the dark beast, or are you feeding the light? Those are all decisions that a lot of times we don't make them consciously until we go through our own personal experience. However, when they're made consciously, you can tell the difference, and you know why you're using it and why you're doing it. Something else that I've learned, which is so important, is understanding, do you like the reason why you're doing something? Going deeper with why you want to do something and just drilling down to the depth of your decisions is such an important piece of growth and working smart and achieving effortlessly, back to our topic today, because when that happens, you are going to be right in alignment with what you want. And again, ensuring that you're moving further faster in your journey, depending on your own timeline, not on other people's timelines, right? Not on other people's time, but on your own time. As we all humanly understand that time is one of those commodities that just we don't get back, right? But time is also man-made anyway, right? So there's no quantum field, and in universal language, time is just one of those man-made concepts that we need, right? Because we have to live in a physical world, and we got times and appointments to track, and agendas and meetings, touch points and all of that. So understanding things at a higher level is absolutely amazing, because again, it's almost like you look at things from the helicopter view rather than just you're in the day-to-day crap, sometimes I call it, right? Because it's like the low-level stuff that you don't see, but it keeps you suffering, it keeps you in pain, and it keeps you really blocked towards the vision you have, or the purpose that you really feel compelled to move forward, and the mission you feel compelled to move forward with. So having said that, I have been lately inspired, as I've shared before. I don't want to, I think I might have new audience members actually, so I will say it again. That I just recently went through a spiritual awakening experience. So right now I'm feeling compelled to serve a community of people in my space, meaning people that are already awoken, they're awake, and or people that are moving through the stages of the awakening process to raise their consciousness and their awareness levels. As leaders, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're a CEO, if you feel compelled towards the message, we're launching here at the Life School the Awaken Soul Circle community, where we will come together and we'll do inner soul work together. We'll get inspired, we'll leverage each other's experiences, we will leverage each other's gifts, we will complement each other, we will support each other, but I think most importantly, we will raise each other's energy and vibrations towards the light, so that more light workers can create impact in the world through the work that they're all feel called to serve as part of their purpose. These circles are starting soon, so let me know if you'd like to get more information. I'll include more information under the show notes for this episode. And if you feel compelled towards my message today, definitely reach back out, and I'll be able to give you more information. And I'll be honored to have you join our circle and your experience, and have your gifts aligned with everybody else, and grow together, right? Step up together, develop soul connections together, and collaborate at the highest level possible, because there's no highest level than soul, right? It's definitely going to be the highest level. So for the high level leaders, to world change makers, leaders of the new world, this is definitely going to be the safe space for you to come in and navigate a lot of the steps, or sort of the journey, so to speak, in a nutshell, towards your, awakening, and towards the next steps that you feel compelled to take towards the thing that's calling you. Thank you so much for always supporting the show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. All of these things are very, very appreciated, because I know that, time and attention is an important asset that you're giving to the show. So I always want to make sure that I am always sharing, high level content here, and high level dot connecting information, so that you can just connect the next dot in your journey and just move further faster towards your purpose, vision, and mission. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time in another amazing show.